This is We Are Valuable Media on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. And I just had a revelatory thought come to me, and I was like, I got to tell somebody about this. And then I remembered that I have a community online that I can share deep thoughts with, and I have a community in person as well. But I want to develop my online community in a deeper, more effective way. So one of those ways is to share with y'all these deep realizations that I receive. And this deep realization of today is that the way that people receive things is very important. If you are going to read, let's say you read a book or you take a class, this is coming from, actually, I just recently went to a meeting at a theological seminary. And so this is an influence of having spoken with the financial aid coordinator and the director of the school. Where this is coming from is there. Where this is going is hopefully straight to your heart and to your mind. And what I realize is, if you're going to study something, say for instance you want to read a book, okay, so there's a book called The ABCs of Murmuration, and I started reading this book earlier this year. And this book is about research that has been done on starlings and the way they murmurate, the way they fly together, the way they move together as they're one unit to accomplish whatever the goal is that they want to accomplish as a unified bird force. So this unified bird force, when they get together and they fly together, as you've probably seen many birds do this, we call that a murmuration, especially when it's fast, like the starlings. So if we're talking about ducks or geese, I don't know if we call that a murmuration. So the idea here is what happens when you're all working together as one unit and making fast, quick decisions. And this is a really, valuable book. When I had this realization, what happened for me, the way that this movement, the way that this knowledge came about through me, was that I considered, after going to the theological seminary, I considered, why would I go to a school? I am a teacher. I am seeking enlightenment through a pathless path. So why would I even go to a school? Well, somebody offered me this opportunity. They told me that there was a program where you can get into a master's program without having a bachelor's. And so I was like, whoa, I don't have a bachelor's, but I can get to a master's program. And he's recommended me. He's a graduate, so he's helping me out. It's really deep, important, soul feeding stuff. This is awesome. So I'm like, okay, great. Thank you for joining me, whoever you are. Thanks for being here. Thanks for liking. Please subscribe. And so I go to the theological seminary, I leave, and I start listening to a book. I love audiobooks. And so I'm listening to this audiobook on Audible by David Hawkins, very deep thinker. Talks about lots of wonderful things. And so I'm listening to this audiobook, and he said that the human mind, unaided, is incapable of discerning truth from falsehood. Okay? The human mind, unaided, is incapable of discerning truth from falsehood. And so I thought to myself, if I'm going to read a book, no matter what the book is, even if it's a book on murmuration, something I've never studied in my life, I have to realize that since I've never studied this in my life, I am receiving this as third personal experiential understanding through this person's ability to command the English language, because that's the only language that I speak. And so I'm witnessing what this person wants to offer. I'm reading what they want to offer. I am honoring them. I bought their book. I'm paying them. They are now, somebody who I am helping to feed their children, buy a house, whatever they want to do with this money I just gave them for this book. So I'm helping them. But what I'm recognizing and realizing is that I'm not helping myself as much as I can, because I'm allowing that person to be the researcher rather than me to become the researcher for myself and for my own information and for my own knowledge, to seek out that myself. So why can't I be the researcher? Why am I reading a third party, fourth party edited book that is put out by a publishing company and went through strenuous, a dedicated group of people strenuously looked at this book and decided what words were okay to be put out and given to me? And so I look at that and I think about that. What's the difference if I am the one who studies the subject myself and I am the one who receives it from first person? I've been having this other experience where I would have a discussion. So let me tell y'all this. There was 3 times in one weekend. I was with a group of people. 3 times I spoke with 3 people, 3 different times. Each time somebody told me something about somebody else. I'm talking to this person, having a general conversation, and they mentioned this other person and said this other person is going to do X, Y, and Z. Well, this other person, I go and talk to them later on. I had an experience where, oh, look at this. This is the person I was just talking to this other person about. Hey, how you doing today? Somebody told me you were going to do X. They said, look, man, I'm not doing that. Why are you saying that? Who told you that? I didn't say I was going to do that. This happened to me 3 times in one weekend. And I said, okay, God, thank you for this message. I need to stop assuming that just because somebody says something about somebody else that it's true, because it's not. And the power in that is going to the source, recognizing, realizing, and listening to the source. So if I want to learn about a subject, I need to become the researcher of said subject rather than reading a book by somebody else who's researched it maybe 20 or 30 years ago even. And I'm not saying I don't trust people. I love people. People can give and do whatever they're called to do. It's wonderful. Be a researcher. Tell me all about it. Do a podcast. Tell me all about it. Make a movie. Tell me all about it. Entertain me. Give me the information. Talk to my friend. Talk to my mom. Whoever it is. Tell me what you know. I'm listening. Great. Wonderful. But when that person is the first person and I am the second person, I am not receiving direct truth. My desire is to go to the source, to receive direct truth. So I go to the source. I go to God. I don't need to read a book in order to understand God. I need to go to God in order to understand God. I need to go to the universal aspect of all that is, the ultimate stabilizer of the universe, to receive the truth. So I have to recognize and realize and remember, and I want y'all to recognize and realize and remember that every time you are reading a book, listening to a YouTube video, whatever it is you're doing, and you're not the first person, you are receiving this through that other person's filter, and it is not absolute truth. You are the only one who can discern what is absolute truth as it enters and rises into your consciousness directly. So I just want y'all to remember that. I just had this epiphany. I needed to share it. It's important. I love y'all. My name is Terrence Lamont. If you're watching We Are Valuable Media, please like and subscribe. This is what you get. This is wonderful stuff. Share this with somebody. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Namaste. Amen. I hope you live in nirvana every day of your life. And remember, I want you to exist more than I want you to breathe.